Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to learn about carousels. So what are carousels? If I just go to the browser and let me see, carousels. So carousels are generally shown on the top of the browser, and you're able to actually slide right and show different photos. That's the basic usage of it, and we're going to learn how to create it in Bootstrap 5. First thing, let's copy this. I'm going to copy and paste it. It's the 21st tutorial and carousel. Okay, name this to carousel, the same to here, and let's just say basic carousel. There's no special carousel, but I'm just using it to create a section. And if I go to the browser, this is what is shown. I'm going to close this and stick to this. So how do we create a carousel? First, we need to create using a div, and the div will have a class of carousel, and if you want it to slide, then by itself you add a class of slide, which I want it to have a class of slide. I'm also going to add an ID and say slider 1. Example, trying to think of an opportunate name. So first thing, we are going to create indicators, and this is in form of buttons, but it needs to be in a parent class, in a parent div with a class of carousel indicators. Carousel life and indicators, just checking the spelling, of course, and then it's going to be 3 buttons. Let me just create all of them. The first button, actually let's just drop all of them. Okay, the first button is going to have several data attributes, and of course it's going to be the active one, have a class of active, and then Bootstrap data attribute of slide 2, and of course this is the first one, and it's the active one. Then slide to what, and we are going to WS target, and of course use this ID here. So we're going to use the hash symbol and the ID. Then inside, we don't really need to put anything inside, and the same, we can just come here and put a data bs slide 2 attribute, which all of them need. This is going to be to slider 1, and this one is slider 2. So we name it from 0 because it's indexed from 0. Okay, so and then the attribute, the target, sorry I forgot that, which is data. It's the same as this, so I'm just going to copy this, come here, this is the beauty of Emmet, and just use the same. So it's the same target, which is slider 1. After that, after creating carousel indicators, which I'm going to just name here carousel indicators, we can go to the next, which is the carousel items, which we will create by just wrapping everything in a class, in a Bootstrap, a div of carousel inner, class of carousel inner. Then inside we need to put the carousel items, carousel item, and because this is going to match the first item here, which is active, you can add a class of active. Okay, so in this we are going to either put the text and the image as well. Remember the card class, I want to use this here. I want to use this source. Let me copy it and just come here. So let's start with the image. So image, then if we drop this one down, we have a source, and we also need to add a class, and we need it to be a block item, class of t block. Remember these classes when you pass through inline and block items, and we need to give it a width of 100. If I save that and go to the browser, this is how it's going to look. Okay, keep the faith, we are going to have it properly displayed. Okay, then next to it, I'm going to have a div with carousel caption, and of course it's not going to show anything, but I want it to show from the medium breakpoint, because it doesn't make sense to have this in small items. But if from the medium breakpoint I want it to show in block, then have a background of success and probably an opacity of 75. Okay, and I'm going to have a h4 that says hello one, and then we can have a paragraph that says ipsum notary, something of the sort. I'm just trying to create. Okay, if I save this and I go to the browser, you can see it down here. Okay, so I'm going to also inspect elements so that I bring this one closer. So this is how our carousel is. To create other carousel items, see, I'll just copy, and where is the class? I'm looking for the carousel item, so active carousel indicators. As you can see here, we said under the carousel inner, I'm trying to review my code. Carousel item, carousel. Okay, we can change the images here. Everything is okay, but I wonder why it's occupying the whole screen like this. But yeah, now we can continue and see what actually happens. So I'm going to press this one 3 times and remove the active, because you can only be active on one. If I save this, it's going to be 3 items, and if I swipe right, see, it's showing all the items here. If I click on that, showing, see, going on different images. It's showing the same image because I've used the same image under the source. But that's how you're able to change. I'll change this to hello 2, then this one to hello 3, just to differentiate. If I save this, see, it's hello 1 here, hello 2, and hello 3. Okay, so that's how you are able to actually change those items and create a carousel with the navigation items here at the bottom. But we can also add navigation here on the right and the left, and we can use buttons for that. If I come here and after the carousel inner class, I can create buttons, and can just say navigation items for carousel. Then after that, I can create a button, Okay, and this button needs to have a class, and this is going to the previous one. So it's carousel control, and it's the previous one. And also we need data bootstrap slide item, data bootstrap slide, and it's not the slide 2. We just put previous. It understands that. We're going to cut this and put it under the quotation. Don't make the same mistake. And the data bootstrap target is whatever we put here. What is the name? Slider 1. Here. I just named it that. Slider 1. From there we can also create other items, which is let me see, button. Then from the button we can also create other span classes. And if I save this, nothing much is going to happen because we've not created the icon here. So that's why inside the button we need to have a span, and go to use an inline item, and it has carousel, a class of carousel control previous icon. Save that. You see this arrow here? Yep, it shows you what it is. And the reason why I put that is just because you need to see the icon before you actually navigate. If there's no previous, I need it to be hidden, so I need it to have another span with a class of visually hidden, of previous, because of screen reader software for accessible rich applications. Okay, then we can create the next button, which is a control for next, so it's going to appear here. So it's basically similar, still a button with the same attributes, but the class is not carousel control previous, is control next, and the data here is next. Of course the target is still the same, and we need to have the next icon here and visually hidden of next. Becomes easier, right? If I save, you've seen the next icon. So if I click on the next, it's not going to do anything because we've not slider 1. Where is the target? Okay, we forgot to put the hash. Saved. So click on it, it goes to the next. Instead of using this, you can see it goes to the next. If I click on previous, it just goes round and round. If I'm on 1 and I click previous, it goes to 3. So that's how to create a carousel. And you can also let me try and see if I can influence the height of this, because it's just too high. So let me have a style here and say height is equals to 200 pixels and see if it is affected. Nothing. Okay, I just wanted to influence the height, which will require me to wrap all these items, the carousel, inside another item. If I actually had height of 300 pixels, see, yep, let's change it a bit, but nothing much. I'm just not comfortable. It's not like there's something wrong with it, it's just that I'm not comfortable with how big it is. Okay, but you can choose to have the parent item showing more. If we go lower, see, the text disappears because we said, and it only shows from the medium breakpoint, which is here. If we go lower than that, the text disappears and we can only navigate. Remember, we say that here on the text. Here we say it disappears on MD. I'm trying to find it here. So it's active, but the text itself, you see, it needs to be blocked on the medium screen. So it just disappears with a D none, display of none. So that is how to create carousels, and we've actually achieved it in a record time. See you in the next tutorial. We'll be speaking about models in Bootstrap. See you.